Hello, everybody.
Hey, hey.
Hey, Alba. I'm
How's it
with my
going, Miss
beautiful.
Heather?
Good. I'm with my amazing friend, Alba Molteni, today, and we're just getting us up on Instagram. Yeah, we wanted to chat a little bit about bodies.
Yes, because we love them, because they're amazing.
They are.
Yeah.
They totally are. Yeah. And I'm in. Well, we're both in Mexico.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're
Mm-hmm.
outside of Mexico City.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In the
And
woods.
I'm in the woods.
Ah,
It's so yummy. And I
it
am
is.
in La Manzanilla, which is my house. See if I can. I tried to go outside, but my internet wasn't good enough. But we've got through the screen, you can see maybe kind of the jungle, and then there's the beach, and it's so beautiful here. So yeah, one thing about bodies is they do love nature.
Yes. I think that's an understatement.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're going to be doing an Access Consciousness 3-day body class here at my house by the pool, which I wanted to show you guys, but I can't because the internet isn't good enough down there. But an outdoor in the jungle by the beach body class, and that's my favorite way to go with body
Yeah,
classes.
that's delicious. I'm already melting just tapping into. You know what's funny? Last night I'm a translator for Access Consciousness. Like that's one of the hats that I roll with. But I was translating last night the Conscious Horse, Conscious Rider manual. I've never taken a class. I've been in Access for 9 years and I've never taken one of those classes. And I was, translating, and it was so, how you think you got a hold or something, or that you have an awareness of something, and then you realize, like, oh wow, the peace or the space or the ease or the joy that I was choosing with my body was just like step one out of 2 million. And like the point of view that I have about my body is that it has always been like my best cheerleader, protector, enabler of just my go get life. It's been my body. So usually I have a lot of fun with it, like really, that's how I paid for college, because I got a flag football scholarship,
Not as a prostitute.
not as a prostitute. No, not this lifetime anyway. Just playing sports. But last night when I was translating, I was like, wow, like what is this energy that and I would love to know your take on it. Because for me, it's like I tapped into what is this energy that I call enabling, that it allows me to get more. But as I was tapping into the bodies of the animals, of the horses, because it's a very descriptive manual. So it literally tells you, like, what's the best way to get on the saddle, to get out of the saddle, to create more ease for the body, of like being way more aware of the body of the horses that you're riding. But what is it for you, Heather? What's your experience about, like, yeah, this nurturing energy that bodies can be, and how do we get more out of it?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, it's funny. We just published a podcast that I recorded earlier today. It was all about what I call the creation of living, which is like the really choosing, like creating life and living, creating from pleasure, and really letting our bodies be our guide with that, and like giving us like uh, allowing our bodies to give us the information about what would be pleasurable for them, what would be fun for them, recognizing that our bodies have a consciousness of their own. And that's
Yeah.
something that is, I've worked with bodies for like 30 years and I didn't really have that conversation until I found Access Consciousness.
Mm.
This idea that like we are beings and we have bodies, and our bodies have a consciousness, and our beings have a consciousness, and they're not exactly the same. They
Mhm.
play together, but you can really like create this beautiful communion with the consciousness of your body if you're willing to listen to it and allow it to show you what it desires. And quite like any organism. Like
Mhm.
if you're going to get on a horse and you're going to be aware of how to be kind and to the horse and contribute to the horse when you get on the horse, it's like it might be really easy for people to do that with a horse. Do you treat your own body that way? You
Yeah.
know, and when we can start to listen more and not see them as this kind of throwaway thing or this
Yeah.
thing that is like here to keep us in prison or be challenged or whatever, be a pain in our butt,
Yeah.
then there's just so much more listening and honoring that we can have.
I think we're so freaking lucky, to have them and to be able to experience this planet. Like, how many things do we actually get out of this planet just because we have a body? That we would totally be, having a very different experience if we didn't. The other day, I was just climbing up the stairs of my house, and one of my dogs was climbing in front of me. And it was like that hit of energy, like, wow, he's so different. Like he has such a different energy that I have, and the way that he behaves with his body, and like all the needs that he has. Sorry, all the needs that he has, like as a dog, like he needs to spend a lot of energy because he's a wolf dog.
Yeah.
So wolf dogs tend to have a lot of energy in them just because they are built differently. And for me, it's been like this super cool exploration about noticing the differences. You know, how does a human or a person treat their own body? What does it think of it? And then how does it create the life that he has? And how amazing is it that we can choose for ourselves to actually have a greater sense of what it all is? It's so funny because I tap into the energy and I try to put words into it, and I'm like, I'm not sure if I'm conveying exactly what I want to say. I hope it makes sense for you guys.
Energetically you are. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's funny because our bodies, like our mouths are part of our bodies, but our bodies don't really talk, I
Yeah.
mean, they do and they don't,
Yeah.
it's kind of funny to look at, but they do in other ways, like energetically and through sensation and through, just like giving us the gift of awareness, like things will just pop, like, oh, do this, or I'd like to move in this way, or like, like some of the, like I think about this movement that I've been doing called Bowspring movement, which has just been so incredible for me. And I saw a few years ago, I saw a friend of mine who was, on Facebook or whatever, and she was posting these videos of herself, doing this practice. It's a really different practice. And my body was like, that, like, it was just like, like, I want that, And so it wasn't that I thought, oh, look, she's moving her body in a curvy way, and that would probably be good, but it was
Yeah.
just like the body just went, yeah, like a dog, like an animal, just being like, I want that. I want that, cookie that you just dropped on the ground or whatever.
Well, you were saying that bodies don't speak really, but they do communicate. And I
Yeah.
think that's the thing that I think you actually cultivate that right when you're starting to like drop the barrier and see it as something separate as you. And one of the things that I truly enjoy about body classes is that they actually allow you to step into that in a way more dynamic way, and actually tapping into what the capacities that we have with energies in a different way. Like I remember when I was 15, we went to Baja to do like community service in a very, 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 very poor area of that state. And we were doing all kinds of stuff to support the community there, but a friend of mine started to have like super bad cramping. And I was like, hey, I know it's gonna sound super weird, but can I put my hands on your body? I think I can do something. And I've never had like any classes, any formation. I never even did yoga by then. Like there was nothing on the background that could explain why I was doing that, but my body was like, we can help her. And so I put my hands on her tummy. I didn't, like I didn't even pray. I didn't say, like I didn't meditate. I didn't do like any shamanic things. I literally just put my hands there. And after 5 minutes, she was like, well, I don't know what you're doing, but I'm not feeling as much pain as. Oh. And then after 10 minutes, the whole pain was out. And I was like, well, that was cool. And that was totally my body having the same experience that you were having when you were watching this girl going, that's exactly what I need right now.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. That's so cool. And I think, when you combine the earth with it, like this body class that we're doing, well, first of all, 3-day body classes and the body processes and access are, such an amazing way to like slip into that greater communion with our bodies. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to try or think about it, or even like do clearings or whatever, which is a great tool also. But you just you receive the energies of the body processes, and then your body is different molecularly, cellularly, energetically. And your relationship, it's almost like the barriers between us and our bodies just get like melted through those processes. And we just have a greater communion with our bodies. And at the end of a 3-day body class, you just have greater communion with your body, period. Like it's just what happens in a body class,
Yeah.
And then to add the earth, and I loved, to me, it's like doing any classes in like beautiful spaces, whether it's in nature or just like beautiful, like indoor places, is such a gift.
Mm-hmm.
But here, the one we're going to be doing in Mexico is we will be outside in the jungle, by the ocean, breeze, pool, sun. It will have shade, of course, too. But, just to be able to have that like direct engagement with the earth and the molecules of the ocean and the jungle and all of that is like
Totally
such a facilitation, because our bodies just, I think most bodies really relax when they get into nature and, have that like greater space to be.
Totally. I love what you're saying about that it's not something that you need to put effort in. Like it kind of sort of just happens, which is funny because most of us are so used to, I need to make things happen, and I need to, like, if I do this and this and this and this, then I'll get a different result and things will be better. And with this 3-day body class, it's more like the invitation of, hey, just relax. Number one. And two, like, what can you receive from all the spaces that are around you? I remember when I took my first body class, they were like, yeah, you're basically receiving one body process, but you're also being aware of all the body processes that are being run around you. So you're also getting that. And in my mind, I was like, how does that even work? And right now it's like, oh, thank God that I don't need to figure that out. I just get to receive, And it is like that magic that we sometimes don't think it's really possible, because with so many things related to our bodies, we're so entrained into thinking that, oh, you need to lose weight, then you need to do this and this and this. Oh, you're sick, so you need to do this and this and this. Like there's always like a recipe of how to get from point A to B to C to D. And with this is just like, you don't need to follow any recipe, you just chill the fuck up and then things will happen and change.
You can sleep the whole time you're on the table. You gift and receive the processes. But even gifting the process, it's so funny because people they can't even comprehend that they don't have to like be an energy worker. You just put your hands on, you say the process, you say the clearing statement, it runs. Your body knows what to do. The body, it's like the body's, when bodies get together with touch, like with honoring, kind, generative touch, they just contribute like change and possibility and information. Like there's this exchange that goes on that has no words and no cognition, and our bodies just know what to do, And so, when you're gifting, you don't have to do anything. When you're receiving, you can sleep, and you wake up 3 days later and you're like, huh,
Yeah.
I'm different.
I feel different. I feel
My
different. I
body,
don't even know what the hell, but I'm different. I know that I am
yeah,
different. Yeah.
yeah. And for me, I also have had like a lot of, I could tell lots of stories of like things that were going on with my body that changed, that stopped, for after like one body process, like severe chronic low back pain, one, verbal facilitation coupled with a body process in a body class, it was gone forever, like, I mean, how did that happen? I can't even tell you,
Yeah.
it just it just changes, and we just don't have to be in control. When you try to control it, it actually kind of backfires, which is
Yeah.
kind of, I think, good news. It's like an incentive to let go.
Well, I think that's the greatest invitation. Like, what can your body show you and these body processes show you? And what can you allow yourself to step into? Because for me, really, it's been like that experience. Like, I just get more communion with myself and with my body. It doesn't even need to be in a body class. I've taken so many, so far, but each time it's just different because there's always new awarenesses that you can get from it, and there's always more community. Like, you can always go deeper into it, because like I said at the beginning of this life, like I thought that I got the hang of it, or kind of had a good idea, like a fair idea, and then I was like, wow, this is amazing. Like, there's so much more that I can be choosing, that is nurturing, that is amazing for my body. So I think that's like the sweetest, most amazing invitation that we can receive in a 3-day body class, especially
Yeah.
facilitated by you, Miss Heather.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited. So this one is going to be I mean, I have lots of them well, I think on my website, I just right now have 3 of them, but more coming. But this one is going to be super. It's my yearly special invitation for people to come to my home in La Manzanilla. And it takes a little to get here, but it is so worth it, because this ocean here, the bay here, is so quiet and beautiful. It's this big, amazing bay, lots of nature, and there's no resorts or hotels here. So it's just this like really clean, pristine, quiet bay in the Pacific coast of Mexico, which is kind of unheard of. So it's going to be March. I don't remember the dates. Is it 8th
Eight?
to the 10th?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
think
was
so.
the 8th to the 10th of March. And the day before, I'm gonna be doing a Fascia Lab live class. So people that are familiar with that, it's not an access class, but it's a bowspring movement and working with the fascia and self fascia care. We're going to be doing that as well as like a little, little warm up here as well at my house. And yeah, lots of opportunities for swimming in the pool, the ocean, playing beautiful Mexican food, and all that kind of good stuff. So
I love it. And yes, 8th to the 10th of March. So you
to the
have time to plan everything, people.
yeah, and if you go to our landing page, I think it's heathernichols.com/Mexico body. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, but it's on my website. There's a landing page, and it has like a travel guide, and it has also a Zoom that we did, I think last year, that gives information about getting here, because there's
Yeah.
some specific things to know. And people can reach out to me and ask questions as well, or Alba, or some other people that are working on the class. So yeah.
Amazing.
Awesome. Well,
I
thanks
cannot wait.
everybody for being here now and in the future. And thank you, Alba. It's
Mm,
always so awesome playing with you.
I adore you.
I adore you too.
See you guys.
Bye, everybody.